All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the positive Israel, aka the positive great millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So I want to get into something now. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This dude, Epstein, he's the inspiration through the spirit, but it's more to it than just him because we all know how this is going, and we see how these devils is scraping and scrambling, trying to act like everything is everything, and that, it's basically damage control happening, but it's too late. It's already been exposed what this dude was doing or allegedly doing. All right, and if everybody was so whatever said, everybody would just like release all their emails. You would say what y'all spoke about. You had Bill Snakes talk about, oh, he must have emailed himself. What? Email himself? So it's an email to you, but allegedly he emailed it to himself. But anyway, you got all this stuff happening. You got a lot of names being mentioned, a lot of prominent names being mentioned, being involved with this guy. And not just being mentioned with this guy, but mentioned to where like they're in contact with this guy before his arrest and after in 2008. Now, it's gonna all be a distraction. It's gonna be whatever. I was joking with my brother yesterday, but it's something that I thought of. I'm thinking like every time every one of them gets mentioned with the Epstein, I feel like it's like, oh, y'all about to go to y'all bunkers. Because like we're at the point now, so how you gonna come back from this? Like how you gonna recover from this? It's clearly that y'all not admitting nothing. It's clear that y'all not gonna really clear the air. So you know what's gonna clear the air? Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is gonna clear the air. And that's going to show how much you're being exposed right now. Not to mention all the things going on with the small hats, how you got the American Edomites basically really being fed up with the Amalekites. So it's a lot of things going on in this kingdom to show like it's at its end, because all these issues, they're not gonna go away. All right, these issues are here to stay. Cause why? We're in a time of exposure. We're in a time of exposure. We're in a time of revelations, man. We're in a time of things being revealed. We're in a time where things are coming out of the dark and into the light. What shall I say? Luke 12, chapter 2. All things in secret shall come. All things that are kept in secret shall be revealed. All things in darkness shall be brought to the light. Roughly paraphrase. Man, let me get that real quick. Get that real quick. To start off, let's see what that's saying in NLT. Because I think it might have been like the same. Yeah, there's the book of Luke chapter 12, verse 2. And this is in the NLT. It reads, the time is coming, which we're in this time right now. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed. Now, wasn't everything covered up what these devils been doing behind closed doors? Whether it be with their quote-unquote sacrifices, with their backhanded deals, and all their deceptions, man, all their deceit is all coming out. Everything's being revealed because why we're at the time of the end. And this is Yahawashai's words. Yahawashai said this. All right? It said, I'm going to read that again. So this is Yahawashai speaking, who the world called Jesus, in Luke chapter 12, verse 2. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed. And what is the Lord using a major weapon? This devil's own weapon, which is his internet. The same way this truth started going out, through the internet. Now, you had the prophets out there in the highways and byways for a long time before the internet, but how did this thing really get pushed heavy? With the internet, especially with this YouTube. It says that all that is secret will be made known to all, everybody on the earth. Now everybody on earth knows what these high society, with these government officials, military, royalty. You have the one royalty motherfucker, I forget his name. He just got caught up in this shit. The whole shit with the guy from one of the hotels, I think the Hyatt, he got wrapped up into something. One of the guys that do the thing with student photos, he got wrapped up in something. The guy from Chuck E. Cheese, he got wrapped up in something. You got a lot of names being mentioned being in cahoots with the guy. And now all of a sudden, now everybody's like, it's like nonchalant about it. Like, oh yeah, well, it was in passing, this, that, and third. You had Hillary Clinton say she hardly knew the man. And she said she met old girl a few times, but it's coming out. They said the old girl that old boys that bitch Maxwell. They said that she was at old girl the Clinton's daughter's wedding. So what about that? Someone you hardly knew or just met a few times. But anyway, everything's coming to light. Everything's being revealed on these devils, man. That it's not all like, oh, like yeah, we're rich because we worked hard and we no, y'all didn't do nothing. All y'all did was be evil and deceptive. Now, I got an article, it's a few articles, but I'm going to use this one. It's from PBS News, and it reads, a list of powerful men named in the Epstein files from Elon Musk to former Prince Andrew. Now, I believe that's a guy that just got wrapped up. And it seems like the list goes on. And it's like, nobody's been arrested. Nobody's even been charged with nothing. But yeah, here it is. You got Diddy sitting in jail. You got R. Kelly sitting in jail. And Lord knows how many other Jakes, not excusing if Jake did do some bullshit, but it's just going to show the hypocrisy and like the injustice. Because you have one group of people, if they do a crime, they get the fullest extent of the law thrown at them. Then you got another people that do the same crime and don't get nothing thrown at them. Then nothing happens. All right? So it says, from tech titans to Wall Street power brokers and foreign dignitaries, a who's who of powerful men make appearances in a huge trove of documents released by the Justice Department in connection with the investigations of Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this dude Epstein's been dead. He's been dead. It's like he's just like the fall guy for some reason. Like, like his name, like he's like the creator of all this. Like, he's the only one. Like, like it's like, but it's like y'all keep mentioning these guys. You keep mentioning people with this guy. So what gives? So what are people gonna do about it? But you know what? They probably not gonna do nothing about it. You know who's gonna do something about it? YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Now, here's some of the names. So, it says, all have denied having anything to do with his SA of girls and young women, yet some of them maintain friendships with Epstein or develop them anew, even after new stories made him widely known as an alleged abuser of young girls. It says, none have been charged with the crime connected to the investigation. Epstein killed himself in a Manhattan jail cell in 2019. But there's some people allegedly that he was unalived by someone else. But anyway. So it says, here's a primer on some of the notable names in the files. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. It said the man formerly known as Britain's Prince Andrew has long been dogged by questions about his relationship with Epstein, including allegations from the late Virginia Roberts Giuffre that she was trafficked by Epstein and instructed to have sex with Mountbatten Windsor when she was 17. The former prince has repeatedly denied that it happened, but his brother King Charles III still stripped him of his royal titles late last year, including the right to be called a prince and a Duke of York. Sarah Ferguson. In March 2011, Sarah Ferguson, then the Duchess of York, made a public apology for letting Epstein pay off some of her debts. Both she and her ex-husband, the former Prince Andrew, so that's the dude's wife. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the billionaire Tesla founder, turns up at least a few times in Friday's document release, notably an email exchange in 2012 and 2013, in which he discussed visiting Epstein's infamous Caribbean island compound. Now, supposedly, that's where all this happened, at his island. So what you going to his island there? So you can't tell me you went to his island and you ain't see nothing or do nothing? Come on, man. These motherfuckers is lying, man. Clearly. And on top of that, fuck all that benefit of doubt, because you don't give Jake the benefit of doubt. Jake is accused of something, he's tossed in jail and the book is thrown at him. So I don't want to hear that, let the justice system work. The justice system don't work, clearly. Because it's been proven that this guy was into some freaky shit. Because clearly, if they're trying to be on some, why are these people stepping down? Why are these people being stripped of their titles? But just by being, if you're mentioned with a guy and you ain't do nothing, you're supposed to hop right in front of it like, yo, man, I ain't do shit. I don't know nothing about what they were talking about. But no, the dudes, they ain't got stain on it. And matter of fact, let me read that real quick. Cause that's actually where you at? There we go. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1, and it reads, "A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth." But you see that it says a good name is better than precious ointment. A good name. Is Epstein's name a good name now? So it's not a good name to be mentioned with. So now you got a bunch of these names being dropped of these, what you said, these powerful people, a lot of Edomites, mostly Edomites, being mentioned with this guy, and now all of a sudden now they want to lead in positions or step down just being mentioned. You're mentioned, but if you ain't do nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Why you tripping? There's the things. It's like signs of guilt. And those signs you can't hide. So I'm gonna step down. Why you want to step down for? If you ain't do nothing, you ain't see nothing. Verse 2, it says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart." Verse 3 says, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." But hold up. These motherfuckers, I'm pretty sure they was all laughing. It was all fun and games when nothing was being exposed, and you was able to just do these evil, wicked ass atrocity, heinous acts. But now everything's being revealed. Now your laughter is being turned to sorrow. Now everything's being exposed on what you people really are. A bunch of sickos, man. A bunch of freaks and weirdos, man. And not just weirdos. And you're in a time of you're worthy of taking people's lives. They talk about chopping up little humans, eating them. And this is all the stuff that people have said have been seen that these people do. You've had whistleblowers. You had the one chick, I forget what they said. She looked, I want to say, they said she's from Mexico or something. They said she was on a yacht. And she came out and blurted out like, "Oh, they're eating people, they're eating children, this, that, and the third." Let's see what that's saying in NLT. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. Oh, here we go. And the NLT is a little better. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1, and it reads, "A good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume, and the day you die is better than the day you are born." Hey, and you probably have a lot of these so-called white people unaliving themselves, man. The one I'm talking about, these high figures, these prominent figures, as you call high society. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we want to be in a cut, or we want to be affiliated, or we can't be affiliated with him. But hold up, y'all was all in contact with this dude, emailing back and forth, chilling with him, going to his island, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I hardly knew the man. Oh, I don't know anything about that stuff he was into. I don't know. Now nobody know nothing. That's why I'm tired of it. Oh, don't nobody know nothing? Don't nobody know nothing? You mean to tell me you have people that have been in contact with the dude for years, been around the dude for years, and now nobody know nothing? Now it's being exposed, the shit he was doing, now nobody know nothing. But you know what? That's how you know, because they got pictures, man. They got videos. And whoever is still having their leash being put on this for it not to be revealed, go to show that they don't care about justice. Because if they really cared about justice, they got these files, they would have released them all. But why? It's going to put people in high positions in a whole lot of trouble. And it would cause this whole shit to really crumble. And the Lord obviously don't want that just yet. There's still some other things that got to take place. But just the fact that it's out here, and now people are just wanting to just reveal, hey, just show it now. You got Trump, he all dismissive of it. Oh, well, we need to stop talking about the Epstein file. Why we need to stop talking about it? Apparently it's millions of files. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2 in the NLT. It says, "Better to spend your time at funerals than at parties. After all, everyone dies, so the living should take this to heart." They saying that better is death than life in this month, and especially in this world. But it says what? In the first one of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1, and the NLT, it says a good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume. A good reputation. So now what is the reputation of these people? The reputation has been changed just that quick. Because why? Shit's being revealed now. Everything's being revealed. Everything's being brought to the light. Just like YAHAWASHI said was going to happen. All things that have been in secret is going to be uncovered. All things that have been done in darkness shall be brought to the light. And that's what's happening right now. And remember, this is regarding Esau, the one that's been ruling on the planet Earth. Now we're seeing how he really gets down. This is verse 3 of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 3 in the NLT. It says, sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us. And these devils been out here just living it up. Laughing, kikiing, having their little parties, just laughing, without a care in the world, dwelling careless, just like the regular Americans. But the regular Americans are in the circle. See, there's a people in a certain circle. This is high society. These are the billionaire clubs, billionaires, 100 millionaire club. People of high stature. That's why the Lord said what? He's going to bring you devils down, man. The proud and lofty, the Lord said he's going to bring you down. This is what's happening right now. You're being brought down now. Before you go into captivity, before some of you get nuked, you're being brought down low in your status. You're being brought down from upper class to lower class because now everybody's been shown what you are. And they ain't been shown everything yet. They're talking about if they really want to show all these things unfiltered, it would cause people to fucking pass out, basically. And now on top of that, now we have happening. What's going to happen now? The whole thing Iran. And when all this Epstein shit keep getting brought to the surface more and more, guarantee you they're going to attack Iran soon. Just so they could take the attention off of that. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. It's all the will of YAHAWASHI. But the way it's going, and the way we're seeing they sending all that shit over to the Middle East, while all this Epstein shit just keep getting more and more revealed. Come on, man. Look, think about it. You really gotta think about it like, yo, and everything's like, yo, what did the Lord say? Measure the time diligently. Hold up. Let's get that. What's that second address? I think that's 9, right? Yeah. There's the book of second address, chapter 9, verse 1. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Now, brothers, it was an earthquake, I believe a 5-point-something earthquake in Iran. And lately, there have been earthquakes in Iran and Russia area. And when they say that some of these earthquakes, it possibly could be nuclear testing. Go figure. You got American military over there on the way to the Middle East. Some already there, and a lot on the way to the Middle East as we speak. And it says for a possible conflict with Iran. Ain't no possible conflict with that much stuff, that much deployments. They said it's the most deployed in history since like World War II, or might I say ever. All Saints house divided. All these things being exposed. The Lord, all these things are happening now as a proof that we're at the end. That's what the Lord said. What? Measure the time diligently. When you see these things happening, uproars, and they're not uproars going on in the world right now, throughout the whole earth, uproars in America, uproars abroad, protesting, the whole shit with ICE, and over here on this soil. You got, it could be set up opposition, but you got, I forget what state it was. I want to say it was in Maryland. They were basically saying, the official was saying basically to not assist ICE. So that's Satan's house divided some more. You got these Edomites going at each other. You got the Edomites, Edomites of America not feeling the Edomites in Israel, the small hats. Talk about why we sending them all of our money, all this aid when America's fucked up. And what did the Lord say? What Matthew the 12th chapter in the NLT, I forget which verse it is, but it's talking about Satan's house divided, but it says a kingdom divided with civil war is doomed. And America got civil war, and there's civil war in other places in Edomite countries. And it's only going to get worse it's going to get worse. This day we're in this day, and it's going to be tomorrow. No matter what, it's just going to get worse by the day until Yahawashai comes back. I said, Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 4, it said, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Because the Lord said, what? I declared the end from the beginning. Verse 5, and it says, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And clearly the end is manifest. Because in the same book, Second Ezra, the 6th chapter says what? Esau, who's ruling right now, is the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of it that follows. So what? The next kingdom. This is Esau's world. This is Esau's kingdom. This is Esau's age. And we're at the end of it. That's why this is all fucked right now. And it's not going to get unfucked because we're at the end. You can't not be at the end. When you watching a movie, right? When you're watching a movie and the movie's about to be over, it's about to be over. It's not going to be like, oh, it might be at the beginning. No, it's at the end. When you listen to a song and the song, let's say the song, you can see, you watch a song, it shows the duration of the song, how long the song is. Once you reach to that point of the end, that's the end. That's why the Lord said, what? The end is manifest. You can't change it from being the end. All right? The end is manifest. Let's see what the word manifest says. I'm going to go to etymology. Manifest. Oh, shit. I spelled it wrong. I said manifest. Manifest. There we go. There's the word manifest, etymology. And I just went to etymology. So from late 14th century, it says, clearly revealed to the eye or the understanding, open to view or comprehension. That's why the Lord said what? Blessed are your eyes that see. Because the men that believe in Yahawah BAHASHAM, we can see. We can see that we're at the end. We can see that the end is manifesting. But you got a lot of our people, and a lot of people in general, whether in America or abroad, that don't understand we're at the end. We're at the end of this kingdom. The people at the top right now, they don't understand we're at the end of them being at the top. So you got people that think that these people are just going to be at the top forever. Just like Esau do. Esau says what? He thinks his house shall continue forever. It's not going to be America forever. It's not going to be Esau ruling forever. It ain't going to be the same setup forever, man. Because Yahawashai is coming. Yahawashai is coming. Yahawashai is coming. Yahawashai is coming. And we coming to the point, you can't, like I said, when you're listening to a song, when you're watching a movie, when it's like, yo, it's about to be the end, it's the end of the movie, it's the end of the song. It can't not be the end of the song because why? The song played out. And Esau's kingdom, his rulership has played out. And now he's played out. And now the Lord said, well, all these things now going to befall them. Their house being divided. And the kingdom divided against itself. How should it stand? The civil war. The third woe. All their wickedness being revealed openly. Epstein files. Emails. What they've been doing behind closed doors for decades, man. This didn't just start. This has been for decades, man. Since all these old ragamuffins you see right now, like Trump, Clinton, all these motherfuckers, they were young people doing this. As a matter of fact, the dude Epstein, he was only born in the 50s. These motherfuckers like Trump, they're all older than him. doing all and now it's all been exposed. And now people are like, yo, well, how the fuck is no one being arrested? How is it that, and somebody said like, yo, it's funny that we pay our taxes to a bunch of peds. Because these are people that are running governments. These are the people running militaries. These are the people at the high spots in the hierarchy in this kingdom, man. Calling the shots, and come to find out they're not but a bunch of freaks, but a bunch of weirdos, blood drinkers, cannibals, all of that. How they gonna come back from this? How you gonna bounce back from this? You can't, because it's at the end. This is the end. This is what the Lord said. The end is manifest. That in the end it shall speak. The end is speaking. And so we're at the end. It can't not be the end, because now the end is speaking. We're reaching that part of the story that the Lord had declared from the beginning. Esau's going to rule, but that's going to be the last heathen to rule before Israel got back on top. This goes all the way back to Genesis. So it's going to continue to stir up. More wars going to be brewing. More wars and rumors of wars. More of Satan's house divided. More like a time like no other. Violence. Exposures. Revelations. Signs in the earth. Signs in the heavens. You got Trump. They talk about Trump about to have a speech about so-called UFOs. But I want to say that they said he postponed it. But that's really it, though, man. So we at the time, man, shit being exposed, man. We at the end. And like I said, perfect example. When you watching a movie, when you watching a show, when you listening to a song, you letting it play out, it hits to the end, it's going to be the end. But with this, you can't rewind it, Esau. You can't rewind it and go back to the beginning. This is the theaters. This is the Most High's movie. You can't go back. This ain't DVD. This ain't live. This is live. Excuse me. This is live. You can't rewind live action. That's why I say, well, we're filming live. The Lord is filming live. This is happening in real time. All right? So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAGADASH. Double honor to the Apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.